While China steadily pushes its Made in China 2025 strategy, investing hundreds of billions in AI, green energy, and semiconductors, the United States is heading in a strikingly different direction. In a bold move, President Trump recently signed an executive order aimed at overhauling federal agencies, starting with the Department of Education. Reports suggest that Elon Musk has been tapped as an advisor in rethinking parts of the federal government, signaling a shift toward private sector influence in public policy. One side builds through long-term planning. The other tears down to rebuild. Some call it chaos. Others call it revolution. But sometimes what seems crazy is exactly the catalyst for a leap forward. The question is no longer who has the larger GDP or military, but who's rewriting the rules of the game. No country embraces controlled chaos quite like the United States. It's a land where a three-person garage startup can take down a 100-year-old industry, where an outsider like Elon Musk can be invited to sit at the table of national strategic planning. Americans don't believe in perfection, they believe in perpetual reinvention. And to reinvent, sometimes you have to break everything. Trump appointed Elon Musk as co-director of the newly created Bureau of Efficiency, tasked with trimming, optimizing, and refactoring the federal apparatus. Musk doesn't care for bureaucracy. He asked every federal agency one simple question: what value have you created in the last 30 days? If the answer is none, you shouldn't exist. This isn't just a threat. It's the operational mindset of an entire new generation. Speed, efficiency, optimization, like a clean code base. The US doesn't fear failure. It fears standing still. Some called the move to dismantle the Department of Education reckless. But remember, America has a history of tearing things down, not out of chaos, but to rebuild them stronger. This is the only nation that transitioned from industrial capitalism to digital capitalism in under 15 years. Disruption isn't a bug, it's the system. Facebook redefined how we consume content, turning users into broadcasters and timelines into prime time. Tesla forced the auto industry to rethink everything from design to distribution. OpenAI is beginning to streamline decisions that once took entire departments. In American culture, nothing is too sacred to question to wipe, except the right to innovate. Silicon Valley thinking goes federal. The US government is learning to operate like a startup, shrinking administrative overhead, expanding real-time data APIs, using AI to support, and soon automate, key decision-making, phasing out legacy funding models in favor of aggressive tech R&D. If it works, optimize it. If it blocks progress, rewrite it. This is the new national ethos. Break it. Build better. It's no longer just Musk's motto. It's becoming policy. China, quiet but not slow. If the US is breaking things to rebuild, China is doing the opposite, keeping its structure intact while upgrading every component with discipline, precision, and national-level speed. The Made in China 2025 strategy isn't a slogan. It's a blueprint to dominate key tech sectors: chips, robotics, EVs, AI, aerospace, and ultimately achieve full technological independence. Silent shifts, deep transformations. China didn't announce an education revolution. Instead, it quietly integrated AI and programming into elementary school curricula. No ministries were dismantled. Instead, national superlabs were built, merging government, military, and business under decade-long tech roadmaps. There are no Elon Musks leading the charge, but there are hundreds of thousands of engineers nurtured in tightly aligned state-industry ecosystems, speed-anchored in order. Once seen as slow-moving, China can now build entire cities in months, launch AI products within weeks of approval, and roll out infrastructure at unprecedented scale. Centralized governance means faster decisions. No need for Congress, no partisan gridlock, no media battles. While the US champions freedom of speech, China champions seamless execution across 1.4 billion people. Not first to invent, but first to control. China isn't trying to be the first to invent. Its true ambition is to be the last one standing, and the one that controls everything. It didn't invent social media, but TikTok now dominates global attention, shaping behavior and culture, especially among younger generations, outpacing Western platforms in influence. It didn't pioneer electric vehicles, but it leads the world in battery supply chains from raw material extraction to manufacturing and distribution, creating growing dependence from global companies. It wasn't the first to push artificial intelligence, but it's the fastest nation to implement AI at a national scale. integrating it into surveillance, healthcare, education, and beyond. In China's view, victory doesn't come from disruption or one-time innovation. It comes from absorbing, adapting, and eventually controlling the entire ecosystem. While other countries are still experimenting, debating, and prototyping, China quietly builds infrastructure, scales operations, sets its own standards, and gradually surrounds the global market. It doesn't need to be the first to invent, just the last to remain. And by then, the game won't be run by the inventor. It'll be run by the controller. It's not about who's faster, but who goes deeper. The US thrives on startup spirit, bold, chaotic, and driven by the next big disruption. China plays a different game, one of patience, precision, and relentless system building. One side invents, the other industrializes. One asks, will this revolutionize the world? The other asks, how do we control every moving part? While America sprints ahead with vision, China digs in with strategy. One moves fast and breaks things. The other moves steady and owns them. Two very different playbooks. But make no mistake, both are racing toward the same finish line. The center of global power in the 21st century. The question is no longer who sparks the flame. It's who controls the fire when the world catches on.